Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me back on Arts, Crafts, and Everything in Between. I am your host, Eileen, aka The Little Crafter. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm super stoked. I just found out that we have a 550, not 53, it's 532, I believe. Or wait, hold on. I think it's 36. Anyways, guys, this is basically the finale of the scrapbooking. It's basically going to be about just little tidbits that I did not get a chance to hit on each podcast that I'm going to do because I'm kind of backtracking a little bit. And the number was 537. Awesome! You guys rock! Alright, now that I've blown out your eardrums, you probably think I'm also psycho and I have no idea what I'm doing. And you're probably kind of a little right in some respect, but hey, nobody's perfect, right? Okay, so now that you know a little bit of this and that, I'm going to go through some of it again. I am 12 by 12s, you know, the paper, 12 by 12s, 8 by 8, 6 by 6, even 4 by 4s, minis. You know, there's minis, and albums come in many different shapes and sizes. So, and to have a plan is always good. And the other thing that I forgot to mention was, and true story, I go into the craft store and I have this thing in my head that, okay, I'm gonna get this, and this is what I'm looking for, and when I get there, they don't have it. So I guess that was the other thing in mind, that Michael's probably went online. But not all their products you can get online. So there are other whatchamacallits that you can look for. So always, like, especially like embellishments, I'm always like, ugh, embellishments are my pain in the butt to look for. So I get frustrated because there's so many, and I'm like, no, I'm looking for a specific one that I want, and this is what I want and I need, and I don't get it. So I just say, you know what, that's it, online. And most of the time, about 60-70%, I'll get it. So definitely, when in doubt, go online. There are a lot of paper trimmers, and there's a lot of scissors out there. Fiskars always seems to be a really good brand to get. Also, if you're looking for, like, let's say you need a scoreboard, you know, maybe you need to score, you want to make a pocket for one of your mini albums or your albums or whatever the case may be. There's a Martha Stewart scoreboard. There's a we have memory keepers. There's a lot of different scoreboards out on the market. But if you're looking for a paper trimmer and a scoreboard, I found the We Are Memory Keeper scoreboard and paper trimmer, which works really, really amazingly well. And it comes in 12 by 12 form. So that's that I would definitely 100% recommend for you guys. And in terms of scissors, I cannot recommend the brand because I even buy some from the Home Depot and Hobby Lobby. Ugh. I don't even know why that name came up. But anywho, Harbor Freight is another store that I've gotten them from. In terms of heat tools, because, you know, if you want to do some embossing, which I didn't get into, embossing basically is, it comes in two forms. You can do with it with a folder, through your die cutting machine, the non-electronic die cutting machines. You roll it through the folder and it embosses. It basically leaves an impression of the pattern that's on the folder. For that, basically, is powder embossing, I believe, or heat embossing. What you do is you use a slow drying ink or Versamark. Versamark is basically like a sticky ink, which is perfect for embossing because you don't see any. Anyway, you prep the surface for static. You can take a powder tool that, you know, Recollections has one. There's a lot of different anti-static tools for embossing. Or you can use, I believe, cornstarch. Brush a little cornstarch on, you wipe it off, and da-da-ding, da-da-doon. You stamp your image out, and then you put the powder on, you take off the excess. Now, if you have extra little stray little powder anywhere, you basically take a paintbrush of any type and you brush it off. You can use anything, like something soft. I wouldn't recommend your finger. If you really have small fingers, then go for it. But I've been notorious trying to do that and it doesn't work. So yeah, then you heat it until it becomes you can see the powder turning into like a liquid form, and you slowly, you move your machine back and forth because you don't want to keep it in one place so it doesn't burn the powder. So anything else I'm missing on that step? Inks, I don't know that much about, and I'm always needing a refresher course because I always forget the names. But yeah, so I would recommend a dye-based ink. I believe it is something that's slow or something that dries quickly, or pigment ink, something that's water-based. Depending on the type of project that you're using it on, you may not want to use anything that's water-based because it may just ruin your scrapbooking. If you accidentally have to use glue somewhere, it may reactivate the product. Anything else that it doesn't always happen. That's up to you if you're willing to take the risk. Now I talked about the machines, and some machines with certain dyes you may need a magnetic plate, or you can use like a micropore tape or just any type of tape or washi tape to hold on the dye, or a shim of some type to help with the pressure of the machine so that it can go in smoothly. That was the other thing that I totally forgot to put in the podcast. And I'm going to go into binding. The cinch and the Zutter basically have either like binding wires or O wires, whatever they call them. They can be used. Sorry about that. This is the quietest place in the house. They can be used interchangeable, so don't worry about that. They will fit. They will work. Except for maybe probably the spiral wire. We Are Memory Keepers has a spiral wire that I don't know if you can use it with the Zutter because of the holes. You probably could. I haven't done it, and maybe one day I might give it a try. And if I do, I will definitely let you guys know in another previous virtual model. Not that I'm going to keep on talking about scrapbooking, but you never know. Hey, I will probably, keep you updated on projects so that you guys can see, because I know that sometimes just talking about it, you need a visual. I'm a visual and audio learner, and sometimes I need them both at the same time. So, that's just something that, it is what it is. Okay, so we talked about this, we talked about that, we talked about this. I kind of have a list in my head. Oh, okay, so now you don't necessarily have to go out and get a big expensive album. Like if you found a traditional album, you basically can use it. Embellishments, you want to, like I said, try to keep them flat. If you're going to use anything with a plastic on it or photo cover, because you don't want it sticking up. If you're going to have a book that doesn't have that, then you may want to think about how thick you want the book. And you can always make closures for that. Closures are very easy to make and very simple. It's up to you. And I don't know if I talked about this, but you could also make binding out of washi tape. You basically glue the pages together somehow, and it folds on top of one another, basically, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's something that I learned, and I'm definitely going to give it a try, and I will definitely link a video to that one and let you guys know when I make that video. Definitely just want to make I've been dying to make a project. Dying to make projects. So yeah, so we talked about the binding, definitely. Alrighty guys, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet and tell you thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for listening to my ramblings. And I hope that you've learned something. And again, you can always leave me a comment or a question on my blog, which is EileenTheLittleCrafter.com. You can leave me on the comment section on my blog, which is not comment section, blog post down below. You can always leave me a comment on, or excuse me, what I want to say was an email. You can email me through my blog, which says contact me. So that's about it. I hope that you enjoyed the podcast, and I'll see you next week. So bye for now.